If you know me or follow along on any of my social medias, you will know that I admit openly, freely, publicly that I do not cook. I have zero strengths in the kitchen. I mean, if I need to make a meal, I can boil some noodles, saute some veg, or blend a mean smoothie. And that is about the extent of my cooking. But I have, in fact, been cooking something up. Luckily for all of us, it's just not been in the kitchen. Okay, I've been cooking up a new idea, and I want to bring to you a cooking class, if you will, that has nothing to do with food. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of this cooking class in today's episode of this podcast. We're going to talk about how to make money in any economy. So, welcome to the Live Your Yes Life podcast. I'm Kayla Jetta, one of the co-hosts of this podcast. I run the show along with my business partner, and honestly, the best partner a girl could ask for, my mom, Lisa Limata. Our business is called Rise Leadership Circle, and this is the space where we show up week after week, sometimes with expert interviews, sometimes with food for thought, sometimes with sneak peeks like I'm giving you today, all in support of helping you actually live your yes life instead of just wishing, wanting, and hoping for it. So let's dive in. I want to take you back to November of 2007. At that time, I was a 17-year-old high school student, but my mom was becoming an entrepreneur. And I want to say for the first time, but I don't know if it'd be fair to say for the first time because previous to her entrance into, I don't even want to say real entrepreneurship, maybe just like brick and mortar entrepreneurship. That could be a more accurate phrase. She was a badass Mary Kay lady. Okay, y'all, she had the car. That's entrepreneurship. We have a lot of clients in network marketing and direct sales, and I know that that is real entrepreneurship. So she had that business. And she also had been a hairstylist who had rented a chair. And so that also is entrepreneurship. But now, for the first time, she was opening her own brick and mortar business. And that does come with a lot more risk and responsibility. To have she built the entire building that her salon and spa was going to go into and was now going to be supporting the full-time livelihood of many of her full-time staff as she was opening her doors. So it's November 2007, and she opens the doors for her new business. And I don't know if you remember what happened in 2008, so just 2 months after she opened her doors, but I sure do. And what happened in the world is we went into a recession. So now I'm 18, and I'm watching my mom, who has for years been pouring her heart and soul into opening this business, committing to people. She had a pretty significant staff that she would be able to provide full-time income for them. And here we go into a recession. What I watched amazed me. And these are things that I never forget. So I was 18 then, I'm 35 now, and watching my mom and how she moved through this recession with this brand new business has served me year after year after year. Because what I saw is how she didn't fold or didn't cave or didn't just try to make enough just to get by, but she took her brand new business that opened 2 months before our country went into a recession and turned it into a 7-figure business. And that blew my mind. I was amazed at the idea of how, I was hearing the chit chat and the chatter and what was happening with people around me and watching the news. I was now a college student. And so I'm, for the first time, really learning how to be plugged in and aware of what's happening in the world around me. And to see my mom create such a successful business, not only for her staff, whose bills she was able to pay, who she was able to provide a full-time salary for, but also for her clients because they wanted to keep coming. It mattered to them that they had this space where they could go and feel seen. So watching her create that success cemented for me that you can create success. I can create success. We can create success in any economy. And I saw what she did. I watched the way that she built her business. And now that she and I have been in business together for 7 years, we were each entrepreneurs independently before that. And now for 7 years, we've been working together. I know that there is a simple recipe that really does work when it comes to making money. And this recipe worked in 2008. It worked in 2016. It worked in 2020, and it's still working now. So today I'm going to give you the high level of the recipe. This is what I've been cooking up, but I want to share with you that I actually am doing something really fun coming up soon, and I am hosting a cooking class, but one that has nothing to do with food. But this is going to be a 3-hour hands-on intensive where you are able to work with me in real time. We're going to be in a small group. You're going to be able to work with me in real time to build this recipe. Take this recipe and apply it to your business. We're going to fine tune it, tweak it, customize it for you, and see how you can use this so that you can create the success that you've been wanting in your own life and in your own business. Okay, so the recipe is 3 steps. Here it is. Step number 1, the first thing that we have to pay attention to is our energetic alignment. If you've listened to anything that Lisa and I have done before, this will not be news to you because this is really important to us. We believe in darn good strategy, but what we know is that what actually makes that strategy stick and create results is the energetic foundation that it was built on. And so if we want to make money in any economy, not just when things are good and people are flush with cash and they're shelling it out, but in any economy, we have to start with energetic alignment. And so the first part of this recipe is looking if we are in attracting and receiving mode or if we're in chasing and repelling mode. And as a human, as a consumer, as someone who is often sold to, I can see that a lot of people are often in chasing and repelling mode. The energies that they show up in, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they send messages is very icky. That's what I want to say. That's the scientific word. It's icky, right? We can feel that. It feels so desperate, so needy, so clingy that to be the consumer, it feels like I'm being chased. And I don't know about you, but when I feel like I'm being chased, I run further away faster. So when we're in that kind of energy, it is very repelling. And this is a place that we can accidentally slip into without even realizing it when we start feeling the purse strings tightening. And so the first thing that we have to do is make sure that we are intentionally getting into attracting and receiving mode. And this is all energetic, my friends. Steps 2 and 3 are tangible business strategy, but step number 1 is all energetic. And this is really 80% of the formula. Let me give you a real life testimonial of how simple this can be. So yesterday, I was coaching one of my high-level masterminds, and one of my clients was telling me that she was doing a workshop coming up. Her workshop is next week. She had a goal of 25 people signing up, and she currently had 11. And she was feeling like, okay, I have to effort a lot. This is going to be hard. How am I going to drum up these last few registrations? And I supported her with an energetic shift. And she sent me a message, not even 24 hours later, saying, it totally worked. I'm already up to 20 signups and I've hardly taken any action. Okay. So I trust that she had taken some action, but she said, I've hardly taken any action. We just shifted the energy and she instantly, in less than 24 hours, had 9 more signups, having her now a week away and only 5 people away from her goal. So I know that this works. My clients tell me that it works every single day. So that's the first thing. We have to get into attracting and receiving mode. And in the cooking class, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to tell you all the who's it's and what's it's galore of how you actually get into attracting and receiving mode. And we'll sniff out if you have accidentally been chasing and repelling. Then the second part of the recipe is making sure that we are consistently being visible and valuable. Okay, the 2 V words here, visible and valuable. So once we've got our energy right, once we're in that attracting and receiving mode, now we have to be visible and valuable consistently. Not just once, not just every day for a week, but we have to consistently beat the drum. And what consistently looks like can be different for all of us. This does not have to mean that we do the exact same thing every single day. We can find what works good for you. but it does need to be consistent. It's something that we can count on and that our following can count on. And not only are we being visible, but we are sharing high value. We are giving people information, support, resources that they can use to create a win for themselves and make a difference right away. What we want to do when we're consistently being visible and valuable is help our clients or our future clients find a solution right away. We want them to win before they ever even hire us or buy from us. And this might be winning in a small way, but we're showing them that when you're in our orbit, we're going to provide some value. We're going to really help you. Like right now, I am giving you this 3-part formula. This recipe that has 3 parts, I'm giving you all the ingredients for it. So the second part of the formula is being consistently visible and valuable. So we can help people find a solution and they can see then that, okay, well, if we help them find a solution once, we can probably help them find a solution again. And so they want to come to us saying, how can I have more? How can I have more of what you're giving out? Because this is so high value. I know I can count on you. And now the attraction energy that we turned on is starting to work for us because people are coming to us saying, okay, I'm ready for more. Tell me how I can get it. And then the third part of the recipe is making sure that we are inviting, this is 2 parts. Part 1, inviting our client to continue to work with us. And part 2, being a stand for them to choose a new possibility instead of defending their limitations. So it is a disservice to help someone create a small win and then say, bye, there you go, hope that was helpful, and leave them hanging. Because once we've given someone a taste, help them create a little win, they want more. This is like, have you ever been to Costco and those cute little ladies have all those samples out and you have a little nibble and you're like, oh, this is good. And if she just packed up her kit and rolled away, you would be like, wait, how do I get more of that? I recently sampled this delicious JoJo's chocolate bar at Costco. It's like a dark chocolate and it has like dried cranberries and pistachios on top, and it was so good. And I wanted to be sure that I could in fact buy a whole bag of those JoJo's dark chocolate bars. Okay, so when the cute lady serving me the sample, if she would have just packed up her kit, took all the other bags with her and walked away, I would have been really bummed out. And we do that with our clients without realizing. We show up and we're visible and valuable consistently, but when we don't make an invitation for people to keep working with us, that's like packing up and taking all the goodies with us. So the third part of the formula is actually making an invitation so people know how they can get more. And then going further than that and making sure that we're standing for a new possibility for them rather than rolling over when they defend a limitation, because that can be human nature. What can happen when there's something that we see that we want is that we can go to the reasons why we can't have it. What's going on in our checking account or what's happening with our schedule or what so-and-so in our life might think about it. And as much as that can feel real, if we let somebody hang out there, just snuggling up to the limitations, they don't get to win. Nothing changes in their life, and that's a disservice to them. So what we want to do is be able to stand for someone choosing a new possibility for themselves. And shameless plug, I go deep in this in our book called Live Your Yes Life. You can get it on Amazon. It was a #1 new release when we launched. So head to Amazon, get our book, Live Your Yes Life. We go really deep on this. But this is a muscle that's important for us to flex, to learn how to champion someone in such a way that they can see new opportunities for themselves. That is how we really make a difference. If we just say, you know what, you're right, you're so busy, nothing will ever be able to change for you, we are not being for them, my friends. We get to be the people that says, got it. I hear how life is feeling so full for you right now. Is that how you want it to go? How do you want it to go? How can we work together to change this for you so that you can really have all of the things that you want? So that's what we're going to do in the third part of this recipe. We're going to invite our future clients to work with us so they can win even more, have even more results. And the way that we're going to do that is by standing for them to choose a new possibility instead of a limitation. I just gave you like the Pinterest version of this recipe. But coming up, I am leading a 3-hour cooking class, if you will. It's a 3-hour intensive where we are going to map this out, flush out all of the details for what this fully baked cake looks like for you and your business. we're going to get into the nitty-gritty using all of these ingredients to make sure that you are in fact in attracting and receiving mode instead of chasing and repelling. We're going to make a map so that you know for you what being visible and delivering value looks like. So your people come to you asking, this was so good, how can I have even more? And what specifically you're making an invitation to when people are wanting more and supporting you without this sleazy, slimy, used car salesman kind of thing, but how you can stand for someone in a way that feels so good and inviting for everybody so your soulmate client can actually have what they want through working with you instead of just rolling over for their limitations. So I would love for you to check out the details to join me for the Make Money in Any Economy. This is a cooking class, intensive if you will. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. It is 3 hours long because we are going deep onto all of these things. We are going to be hands-on, making sure that you have all of these bits and bobs, pieces and parts ready to plug in for your business. I gave you the framework today. I hope that you took notes. I would love to see what happens when you actually implement this recipe into your life because I know that it works. This is exactly what we were doing in 2008 when there was a recession. It's what we have been doing in our business for the last 7 years. It works. We get energetically aligned. We turn on that attracting and receiving muscle. We show up consistently. We're visible. We're valuable. And we invite people to choose what they actually want, and we're a stand for them to have it. And this simple formula works. We do not have to do anything fancy or glamorous or like space age to be of high value, of high service, and as a result, also get to earn the money that feels so good for us. So go ahead, check out the link in the show notes. I'm so excited for you to implement this recipe in your life, and I hope that you'll join me for the Make Money in Any Economy intensive. I'd love to get my hands on your business too. Thanks for tuning in.